Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm JID123, and Nero Cole's with me, and we are here today to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, the reason I didn't say this was part of the Imperial HoloNet was because I feel like this is very special. This is an Imperial HoloNet, but this also is not the journey to Kingdom Hearts 3. This is
Which I'll bet a lot of you are probably wondering, where
this
the hell is the journey to Kingdom Hearts 3? You
this is an
promised you were going
interlude.
to do it.
This is an
So, uh,
interlude, I
so
think.
a little update on that before we go any further. Joel and I both have school, and I've had a bunch of tech issues as well as getting sick. But what Joel and I are hoping for is this weekend we're going to continue it.
The journey will go on. This is a brief interlude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna no, yeah, this is an interlude, so I'll make this an interlude. But
yeah.
to discuss the latest Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, the extended edition that reveals the Big Hero 6 world. So yeah, lots of cool stuff here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, but have you and I talked about the short trailer in any case in the journey? I forget if we were doing the journey when that came out.
For Big Hero 6,
Yeah,
no, we haven't done anything since both Big Hero 6 came out. They came out pretty quick next to each other, the extended version and the
yeah. You're right.
oh boy. Cole, every trailer that comes out, every new thing, this just makes me happier and giddier. Oh, and we got the box art too. We got the box art. I gotta.
Yeah, and actually that's another thing I was. What I'm hoping Joel is going to do is make the box art the actual background for this video.
I will now. Good thinking. I did not think of that. I will now. But yes.
Joel and I like to think on the fly, so yeah.
No, good for you. Good for you. But yes. It, every. I've realized something, Cole. I've realized something. It's gonna be all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure it is because there's a lot to unpack here. So bear with us, people.
But
This is
I
probably going to be a little scatterbrained, but
but I realized something now. Kingdom Hearts 3 can have the most interesting job of balancing out the fact we are how many games now into this franchise?
well, we're about 15 years into a franchise, if you can believe that.
15 years, 7, 8, 9 games, I don't know. Something.
I think Kingdom Hearts 3 actually might be the ninth.
9 games. 9 games. Hey, episode 9's coming out next year too. 9 games into this. It's going to wrap up this convoluted mess of a story, which I love.
Yeah.
But it's also bringing in new people, and I realized this today. Think of the worlds that are coming out: Big Hero 6, Tangled, Frozen, Toy Story, I guess, kind of. Not the best example. We got a summon that's Wreck-It Ralph. We got
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. That's a mini game. What are some of the newer? But I think those worlds, um, that are so of the generation, the newer generation of Disney fans. And if you look back to Kingdom Hearts 1, look at what worlds made up those: Aladdin, Hercules, Little Mermaid, Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are the things we grew up with quite a bit.
It's interesting you bring that up because Kingdom Hearts, whether we love it, whatever relationship we have with it, you really can't deny it's played with generational values in kind of mixed ways. But the main games have kind of followed with kind of updating to
Pirates
generational
3.
norms of that time. And now we're at a time where a lot of the things that the newer generations are gravitating to are now in this game.
All summed up with the fact that Sora's taking a selfie. Um, it's true.
Yeah, I know.
One minute he's just a kid who's just sort of going on an adventure. Now he's taking selfies on his cell phone. Um, we'll get to that. But it's
Yeah, we'll
like
get to that.
that's gonna help this I think this is gonna help the franchise bring in new people by saying by like younger kids who are going, hey, look, it's Rapunzel. I like Tangled, and I don't know who that weird anime spiky hair kid is, but that looks cool. Um,
The interesting thing too is that I think part of the thing of getting people into this series is it's kind of like getting into a long-running video game franchise. It doesn't matter what franchise it is, just one that's been around for a number of years. It's always interesting trying to get into a franchise that has been in the public eye for so long, but never really experiencing it yourself. For example, Final Fantasy, for example, that's the easiest one I can talk about. Tried playing Final Fantasy 15 and thinking, wow, this is such an interesting Such an interesting game. I wonder what the other games are like, when in reality the other games are filled with so much other lore that has been built over the years of a 20-year-long gaming franchise. So it's not that they're just getting pulled in, they're getting pulled in to different generational norms and also a lot of different lore that they can easily interact with and bring in new conversation with a lot of old people and newcomers.
Oh, Monsters Inc. I forgot about Monsters Inc. There's
Yeah,
another
Monsters
one.
Inc. Yeah.
I always keep forgetting a world. I always forget one. Yeah, and although Final Fantasy has the easy job of like it's not an ongoing story. You didn't have
Well,
to.
yeah, it's an ongoing series, but yeah, it's not ongoing. It's the better comparison is a long-running anime a la One Piece and My Hero Academia eventually.
Yeah, although if you just play Kingdom Hearts 2 and you're playing into 3 now, you're gonna be like, who the heck is Master Xehanort?
But that's what's so interesting is that we have different jumping on points, quote unquote jumping on points, but still jumping on points in the way of there's new worlds, there's new experiences to be had with this series.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts is all. I think in some way, Cole, Kingdom Hearts is all about nostalgia. It's not really about the present; it's about the past.
Well, I think I would make the argument it's about both. For us, it's definitely the past. That's what's kept us around for quite a long time. But I don't know if that's necessarily the case for all the newcomers.
Well, no, but for the kids their age, why are they going? Why do they want to play this? Because of the weird blue-haired kid with the hoodie, or are they playing it because of
it's Rapunzel,
Elsa,
Frozen, all
Anna,
both. Yeah, it represents
Hero.
a jumping on point to another world. I guess I hate to make that pun, but yeah, it's another world.
A whole new world.
Careful, Joel, copyright.
Right, but I think they are playing it really smart here because
Yeah.
like I'm sure kids like Aladdin and Hercules today, but I know we're the '90s kids. The 2000
Yeah.
kids are all about the Tangled and the Frozen. Although
Yeah,
Tangled's
and
better.
even us to some extent were about some of those things. I mean, I love Big Hero 6.
I love Me too. I love Tangled. I love Tangled the
Yeah.
series more, but it's just me.
And think of it
Disney
this
very
way,
interesting.
Pete, to anyone watching. Joel and I are not the biggest Frozen fans. We don't hate it, but that's not the big new movie we gravitate to. And even then, Kingdom Hearts 3 managed to make us take the most obvious world choice and make both of us go, this actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, Pirates is an odd one because that came out in like the early 2000s, but I guess.
Yeah.
But they picked Pirates 3. That makes a little more sense to me.
We'll talk about that going because there's an interesting thing I noticed in the trailer, but
I noticed it too, but I think
save Pirates for later because there's an interesting thing that I really want to unpack. But
right, but that being said, I guess let's go through it to it. So
first things first. What about just general trailer thoughts and gameplay thoughts from what we've seen?
Beautiful. You said this a while back, Cole. This is how I think Nomura always pictured Kingdom Hearts to be, and I kind of agree. It's like the prequel thing, where it's like I think of like story-wise about the prequels. I think visually that's how Star Wars always was envisioned in George's head as this more. Sorry, this sort of like more fleshed out, unique world, like cities like Coruscant and epic battles.
And I think that continue.
And like again, regardless of how you feel about the story and how it works in the original trilogy, I think give a credit to George and now Nomura. It's like they're going to fulfill that sort of visual style that I think they've always dreamed of because now the technology is here.
Yeah, and I think the best way to describe this game is in Kingdom Hearts 2, we press buttons to live out reaction commands to certain battles. Mm-hmm. I think in this game, we're going to live out those reaction commands. We're going to get control of those kinds of things. That's how much control I think we're going to have in this game, and that's just mind-boggling to me.
And back to the worlds. The worlds just look so lived in and fleshed out. They don't feel like sets. They don't feel like just little box arena areas. They feel like this feels like we feel like Sora looks like he's going in the city. He's in the city.
This is probably Nomura's team's crowning achievement in terms of just pure design because it is gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like there's traffic. I see there's cars.
Yeah.
I don't see like. I mean, yeah, there's no people running around scared, but that's okay.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if you want Heartless just taking people by the bodies and just turning them into hearts. I don't know if Nomura wants to go. I mean, I do, but I imagine that we'll see that throughout that. I imagine I imagine we'll see that in the Tangled world.
Indeed, and also, I might be prejudging, but it looks like the way they're handling the Disney worlds to the main lore. I wonder if this will be like Kingdom Hearts 2 done right in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Feels more spaced out.
Yeah. Another thing too, and I think Joel and I should probably set this in stone before we go any further. I don't imagine we're going to get another. We may get another world reveal, but that probably will be the last one.
Most like, how many worlds do we have now? I've lost.
In terms of just Disney worlds, we have 8. Well, Disney and Pixar, but 8.
Okay, and then we got Destiny Island, Hollow
and
Bastion.
We got more. We got Hollow Bastion, Twilight Town, Keyblade Graveyard. I imagine Disney Castle. And probably more, and because I think there's and of course Land of Departure, which we'll get into that, but
and who knows if these will just be cutscenes or playable.
Yeah.
So I mean, they appear.
Well, I imagine Twilight Town will be playable. I mean, that was the first world to really be featured. Well, that and Destiny Islands, but that was the first world to be featured gameplay wise for 3. So I imagine Twilight Town will be playable to some degree.
Yeah, probably right. Was that it for like general thought before we go in play by play?
Trying to think. Also, we finally get more insight into Utah's new song. It sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the new verses. I just can't wait for it to fully be released.
Yep. And with that, I think that will be the time to go in play by play.
Yep.
So we're going to start with the first. We're using the KH Insider.
We'll post the link into the description if y'all want to follow along with us.
Yeah, so make sure you remind me, Cole, because I might forget.
Yeah.
So we start here in the first image with the chessboard.
With where Ericus and Xehanort are basically battling it out with each other. And Xehanort makes the interesting comment of darkness prevails over the light, and it ends with Ericus says, "I think it's my move."
And also, and I shared this with you, Cole, a while back, notice the chess pieces here.
Yeah.
So if you can't tell, in the middle, it's Sora's symbol, the white, and around him, you have the symbols of the organization members, and Master Xehanort, and his nobody and his heartless.
Yep.
That's some good symbolism, right?
It's some good symbol. Also, it's interesting to note, I believe Nomura, as far as I know, this hasn't changed. Nomura has stated this is going to be the beginning cutscene.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I hope Drake Bell plays Ericus, young Ericus. I hope that's true.
I hope so too.
Then I could just make so many Jake and Josh.
Wouldn't it be funny if Josh Peck was voicing this young Xehanort? That would be It would be overkill, but it would be hilarious. Also, I'd love to hear Josh just voice a really asshole anime kid. That would be hilarious.
Then we really could make Ericus and Xehanort.
Then we could do the big shrimp joke. It'd be great.
They get locked in a room.
Anyway,
oh man. Rain over. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Joel and I would talk more about the pieces in depth. Problem is, we can only do so much with the pieces we can visually see. Some of them are blurred out.
I wonder, and there are some that are knocked out. So you gotta wonder, who's getting the kill here?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if Sora is the one surrounded, like all the other forces of light, what happened to them?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be some drama.
I'm sure too.
Not much to talk about outside of that, really. Just Ericus and Xehanort looking at each other.
Yeah.
Next big one, I guess, is San Francisco and the evil-looking heartless robot thing.
Yeah. I love the heartless design, by the way.
Yep. this is where things start to get a little spaced out here. We got the Big Hero 6. We got a picture of the Big Hero 6.
Speaking of which, I love Keyblade Hero 3. I find that hysterical.
I'm loving some of the.
Also,
humor.
someone on KH13, if I knew who said this, believe me, I would quote you. But he said if you abbreviate Keyblade Hero 3, it's KH3.
Oh, that's some good joke. I'm loving the humor. I hope the
Yeah.
English dub keeps it in.
I hope so too.
Even the dub has some good humor. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
All the humor's getting more postmodern. I'm loving it.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see.
All the Big Hero 6 members look great.
And I love the which is also the trailer tag image of just Keyblade Hero 3 and Big Hero 16 just all standing heroically in a pose.
Also, Sora with a visor is spot on.
It's awesome. No visors or suits for Donald and Goofy. That's sad though.
I wonder how you'd make a visor for Donald. Like I would like to see that.
I want it to be like the most anime looking thing ever. Just like it's over the top and dramatic.
What if his visor was just like really over the top goggles?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Also, if you go forward a bit, you see Sora running up some of the buildings in San Francisco, and that looks really fun. We get to see the free running mechanic more in motion, and it looks great. I love if you look at the building and how Sora's running up it, the reflection effects on that are spot on.
I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man recently, so that gave me Spidey vibes and like
yeah.
And also, Sora's in a city now, an actual city with traffic and modern tech, and they're like, okay, there's no more excuse. He can go to New York. He can hang out with Spider-Man. He can hang out with Tony Stark.
We're right there.
It's no more excuses. At the very least, give me the Guardians. Come on, give me the Guardians.
Also, the next big thing to talk about, I love what they're doing with Baymax. Getting to fly on Baymax, that's amazing.
Sora and Baymax look awesome together.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like that's the team. That's the dream team right there.
Yep, the Keyblade transformations here look great as well.
I guess the next big. Oh, sorry, Cole. You have anything else?
No, the next big thing is cell phones in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, cell phones, and he wanted to talk to Riku. What do you make? Oh, I realized this though. I think we're kind of a little out of order because I think this thing's out of order a bit because there's actually a few other things.
Well, actually, probably in order, but we'll talk about it as we see fit. This is a little minor thing to talk about. It doesn't give much, but.
Well, there'll be some back and forth of the trailer.
Yeah. But so we got cell phones in Kingdom Hearts 3. Who knew? But anyway, I find that hilarious that the first person that comes up is Ienzo. That's just hilarious.
I'm curious what his role is going to be. He's not a 13 because his eyes are normal.
No.
I'm sure.
Well, the interesting thing there's a picture that we're going to get to here that I think he's going to play in with a very certain someone, and we'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm. So more pictures after that, just gameplay, more gameplay. I'm sorry we don't talk about the gameplay, but like what they're talking about looks good.
But just bear in mind, Joel and I would talk about the gameplay if we didn't want to immediately get copyrighted.
Well, we're not going to get copyrighted for talking
about.
Well,
that's what I mean. If we were actually showing trailer footage.
Oh, right.
The one thing I will talk about is I like that they're bringing flow motion back.
Right.
Especially because you can see Sora like sliding on buildings, going through like these colored like hoops and things, and he's just diving through that. That looks so much fun.
I haven't played flow motion, so this is all gonna be very weird when I start doing it. Let's go to the picture of the red boxes. Are those the bugs from Coded?
Hang on. You're talking about what's? I don't know, and I'm even.
Well, there is a reveal that can be connected to Coded.
Yeah, they kind of look like. They look like data things from Coded.
I remember, Cole. There's a certain thing that happens later in the trailer.
Yeah. I know. We'll talk about that. So yeah,
connected to Coded.
Actually, speaking of which, this may be an interesting thing to talk about. This may be including something with the Book of Prophecies.
Well, it makes sense if it was Coded, Cole, because Big Hero's.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hero's a techie. He's a tech genius, so.
Well, that too, and including a Book of Prophecies here because the whole premise of Coded is being inside Jiminy's journal, which Maleficent says is a kind of book of prophecies.
Maleficent shows up in San Francisco. That would be amazing.
That would be hilarious.
We
But
haven't seen much of her outside of Olympus, and I'm a little worried that she's just going to be there for that one world. Like, that's it for her. She's gone.
no, Joel, I highly, highly doubt that.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Actually, no. Maleficent, because remember, in the Olympus world, Maleficent's been confirmed to be looking for a black box, the same that the organization are looking for.
I just hope she has stuff to do. Like maybe, like I'm hoping these trailers are just scratching the surface of what can be a really full game.
Also, Joel, you're forgetting about the other thing, especially if we're bringing Union Cross into the mix. She's gonna have a bigger role. We know she's going to have a bigger role.
I'm thinking about these trailers, Cole. These trailers are really just scratching the surface of what could be a really, well, convoluted, sure, deep story here.
Oh, I imagine. Well, yeah, I imagine we're getting very little of what's being shown, and I imagine we're not even getting the full depth of how big these worlds are,
and the stories in them, which is both a scary and exciting thing.
Well, the other good news too, and I like the fact that we're getting less Disney worlds because that I think inherently means a bit more focus.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's see. How many Disney worlds are there total again? I forget. You just said it too.
Right now, 8.
Well, how many were there in Kingdom Hearts 2?
13.
Hey, 13 for 13.
Yeah, there are a lot. I think 2 has probably the most Disney worlds, and you and I have always said. Well, remember there are also worlds within worlds, Joel.
That's true. There were 13 worlds. There should have been. That means there should have been just every. That wouldn't have worked though because there weren't 13 organization members at the time.
So, and you and I, one of the biggest things you and I have said about 2 is that the structure of that game feels very unfocused.
Oh yeah. Well, let's actually get to something that actually does help with the whole focus, if you don't mind. So there's more gameplay, more flow. Let's get to the scene of Hero and the gang just sitting on the bridge eating ice cream.
Yeah,
chocolate ice cream.
That's a really I love that image, and then that's when we also transition to Roxas and the Twilight Gang sitting on the San Francisco Bridge eating ice cream. That's a really cool image.
And that really helps my hopes for the focus, because like that's all Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to rag too much on Kingdom Hearts 2, but that's all Kingdom Hearts 2 need to do really, with just little moments.
Just connect the threads together a bit more.
Yeah, just like connect the. At least, like, even thematically.
Yeah, especially because I think you and I have said if you're going to play 2, Joel, the best way to play 2 is the Final Mix version because it does at least try to thread more of that stuff out.
Yeah, it doesn't make the Twilight Town
It doesn't always succeed, but it makes it work a lot better than it originally did.
Oh, definitely. Like, the Twilight Town stuff feels a little less superfluous than...
Yes.
And that's cool, and Sora kind of having like a what happened moment.
Also, there's another. I think you and I have to talk about this eventually. Riku and Mickey are talking about Riku finally being able to use the darkness again, and I like that Mickey says because now you have the strength to protect what matters.
The best bromance in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Again, Cole, who would have ever thought that this Riku, who is like this. Give me some shonen, some anime characters who are very much like Riku. I can't think of any. Like,
put me on the spot. Like Sasuke.
Like the Sasuke and that other kid from My Hero Academia with the blonde hair who's kind of got the spiky. I've been barely watching that show. I've been watching it a little bit. That kind of shonen anime trope character.
And then pairing the dark emo character trope with one of Disney's flagship character,
childhood icon,
pairing the two together and having them be friends, and it actually really, really works.
If you told somebody that, they look at you and go, "What were you smoking?"
They'd ask, "How much were you smoking, and what types were you smoking?"
But it works. Like these two are just they're the best of friends, and I love it.
Yeah. So I like that we bring that up because I imagine Riku being in the realm of darkness again with Mickey, especially now that we know they're going to be confronting Aqua. I like that they're bringing up that conversation because I imagine that's going to play into what Aqua's going to be going through going forward.
Right. And, like with Sora, you can kind of buy someone's fan fiction of pairing a kid like Sora with someone like Donald and Goofy and making it work.
Yeah, but
But
Riku
like,
and Mickey's the hardest one to sell.
but it works so naturally.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine it being any other way. Um, Now the images once again go back to cell phones. Um, and
Trying to get a
also
hold of Riku. I guess you can telephone someone across dimensions. I don't know how that works, but it's hilarious.
also Jiminy's in one of the pictures.
Yes, he's in one of the cutscenes, so that's interesting.
It's interesting they're gonna have cutscenes on the gummy ship again.
That's actually. I'm really glad that we're getting gummy ship cutscenes.
You know, I think I realized in my fan fiction I'm making the gummy ship a lot bigger. Like it's not,
The Tangled World looks great. I think this is the first time we actually hear Rapunzel speak.
well, at least in Japanese.
Yeah.
I hope they get her original voice actor to come back.
Oh, Mandy Moore. Oh, I imagine they will. Actually, they got Mandy Moore for Kingdom Hearts before, Joel.
Oh, that's right. She's in.
Yeah, she voiced Aerith in Kingdom Hearts 1.
I think she's the voice in the Tangled, the TV series. So
She voices Rapunzel.
No, she just voices Rapunzel. Period. Good. I hope they get all the voice because I love Mandy Moore. I love Rapunzel. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She's just so she's so much fun.
Also, now we finally confirmed Davy Jones is in this game.
Thank goodness. And they've been showing more. We didn't talk about the other trailer too, the non-extended version.
Yeah.
We should talk about that a little bit too, because there were scenes in that one that didn't.
Well, we'll talk about that more going about later on.
Sure, but
because I feel like most of that stuff kind of ties into what we get later on.
But just to add to Davy Jones, in the short trailer from a couple weeks ago, Randall from Monsters Inc. showed up. So they are using the Disney villains, and thank goodness for that at least.
So we're getting Randall. We do have Davy Jones, which is cool. I'm interested in how they're going to play Davy Jones up.
I'm curious how they're going to play organization members and Disney villains in the same world together.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting. I was reading the Kingdom Hearts 2 manga, and they did something interesting, which I kind of hope they do here, which is, how in the second visit, most of it was focused on organization members, and the first visit was just the movie?
Yeah.
In the manga, they do something interesting where the organization member kind of partners with the Disney villain to do the thing in the movie, but also do the thing they did in the second visit. Like, Breg asked Shan Yu for help, Shan Yu got the Dragon Heartless, Sora and gang fought Shan Yu and the Dragon Heartless, and Breg just watched.
The interesting thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, Joel, is I'm wondering just how much of a connection we're going to see between the Disney villains and Organization 13, because you and I have both said we don't know exactly where Maleficent stands with Xehanort. That's the one thing that's never been fully explained.
Because, are her plans and his plans tied to one another? Is she, independently doing her own thing?
Is Xehanort the linchpin in her plan? That's the one thing we don't know yet.
Is it a Sidious manipulation thing, or are they, partners?
Or is she manipulating him so she can do most of the manipulation, then she gets what she wants when he gets what he wants?
Is it a mutual partnership of just, hey, we kind of want the same thing. Let's help each other out here. We're kind of equals.
And the question is I wonder. The other question I have is how much is Davy Jones going to interact with Organization 13 or Maleficent for that matter,
or all the other characters for that matter?
Yeah,
because
Davy Jones is kind of the one that I would imagine he would probably not ally with either of them unless they had his heart.
Mother Gothel, another one. Mother Gothel, Maleficent. Well, you haven't watched Tangled, so I guess maybe you wouldn't know. But Mother Gothel and Maleficent, because they're kind of both the witches characters.
Yeah.
So that can kind of, or it seems like in the Monster Inc. world, from what I'm putting together, Randall is working with the organization. It seems like they are using Monsters Inc. for something.
I would imagine. Well, also I would imagine so because Benita seems very heavily tied to that world too.
Right. I love Jack Sparrow just running away.
Yeah, I do too. The next scene we get is Sora talking with Anna. That's a really cute scene between the two of them, by the way.
And let's face it, everyone's gonna ship Anna and Sora. It's the inevitable.
Yeah, and going forward, we get actually the first canon scene we ever got of Kingdom Hearts 3 to begin with, which is in the first trailer is just Sora picking up the mask as Ericus's Keyblade.
Yeah, and boy, did it look way better than it did back then.
Well, bear in mind that was 4 or 5 years ago.
Man,
and also, mind you, on a different engine.
I think they got an upgrade with the engine.
Yeah. Well, for one, they were. Here's the story on that, people. They were making Kingdom Hearts 3 on their own studio-made engine, but then they just decided to go for a more user-friendly engine with the Unreal 4 engine, I think. And that's been the one they've been developing Kingdom Hearts 3 on. Someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong, so don't quote me.
I love the fact we have Goofy and Donald just on the island.
Yes, I love the fact that they're on Destiny Islands with him. That's such I love that.
Yeah, I mean they were on there in Kingdom Hearts too, but like.
Yeah, but we only got to see them as like, hey, you're here. Oh, we don't get to see you interact. Like, hey, I'm gonna take you and Donald to see my mother, who has never seen a walking, talking dog and duck.
I've seen that, and like Donald just like ready to like just be all polite and stuff before she freaks out. Like it's great. Fan fictions and that is great.
Also, we see Luxord again. I'm really excited for what they're gonna do with Luxord.
Oh yeah, especially because he's in Pirates World. And then we see oh I always forget her name.
Larxene,
and she says we got all our 13. So I'm curious.
Yeah, we got our 13, which is interesting.
Especially because what Ansem said, Ansem Seeker, Xehanort's Heartless, says later. Yeah,
and just call him Ansem SOD, Joel. It's easier that way.
I know it's so dumb.
But anyway, I proposed something to Joel last night when the trailer aired. By the way, if I sound tired, that's because I am. As soon as the trailer dropped for me at like 1 a.m. So when that happened, gotta wake up to see this.
Mm-hmm. I texted him in the middle of the night.
But I was ready to go to sleep, so he didn't wake me up. But anyway, I posted this to Joel after we had watched it, and I said, "What if some of the members we see get knocked off?"
Did not get knocked off, you mean?
No, I mean get knocked off, and it's kind of the thing of, we got to replace members to get the 13 ready.
That would be interesting, I think.
Because if we're going with the chessboard motif, it seems like the most logical way. And plus, how many do we have?
What's interesting about the chessboard motif, go back to that, is there are like at least 8. Let's see. There's not 13 chess pieces surrounding Sora. There's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 at least. Which is funny because I think that's the amount of members in the Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts 2.
That is actually, yeah.
More or less. Different people though.
Wait a minute, I can count it up. Let's see, hang on, Lexius, Zexian, Vexen, Marluxia, Larxene. So 5.
You have to count Vanitas?
Yeah, you're right. So including all of them, yes, it would be 8.
I think 9. I think Master Xehanort counts as 9.
Yeah, but yes,
8, 9.
Basically 9 members, yeah.
So that's not 13. So, we do have a few, we find a few extra yellow-eyed people later, which we'll get into. So, one of them's Aqua, I think. We can.
Well, yeah, I think we all know that. If any of y'all saw the E3 trailer, we all got our cries out there, but anyway.
Or waifu. Or some people's waifu. I've heard stuff. There's at least 10.
I find it interesting, but Larxene says, "Oh no, we already have our 13." So I find it interesting. I'm guessing they're keeping Sora as a backup.
They really want Sora as 13.
They really want that. They really want that key.
Well, you got Terranort too, which is probably he's probably one of them. They probably have him somewhere.
Well, yeah, and we think we see him in the trailer. I'm pretty sure it is him because if you look at his chest, it looks like his fabric cloth.
My guess is maybe they can't. Well, there is that one who we're not sure about. But my guess is that Terranort or just Terra. Maybe they don't want to let Terra out. They don't trust him because he's probably a little too flimsy. Like, ooh, he might come back.
So I told Joel this. I'm like, what if Terra's just like one of the people like Xehanort got a better? What if Xehanort's just in Aqua's body? He's like, oh well, Terra's kind of useless now, so we'll keep him around as kind of like our little puppet, and we'll let him go when he's no longer of use.
Yeah, right. Oh, we forgot Bragg. Did you count Bragg?
Yeah.
Okay, you count Bragg. Okay, good. But yeah, they got their 13. So that's curious who we're missing here. I still think Shion's gonna get Norted.
I think so too. Also, before we go any further with that, we have Hayner, Pensadolette, wanting to help Sora find Roxas, which is interesting.
I don't blame them. They kind of.
Well, but that's the thing though. In 2, they don't remember Roxas.
I just realized that Hayner's eyes are yellow. Ah, he got Norded. Just kidding.
No, his eyes have always been kind of brown.
I'm just kidding.
But for whatever reason, they somehow know of Roxas, which is really interesting.
Maybe their memory. Maybe it's like some memory link.
Maybe bits and pieces of their memories are coming back.
Yeah.
Data memories, I guess.
I mean, they're in the mansion, and cool. We're getting to Pirates World, and I think I know what you want to talk about.
Yeah. So this is probably the most head scratching thing in the entire trailer, unless this is a Heartless, which it could be. The Kraken is in this game.
To be fair, Cole, they don't have to follow the rules of Kingdom of
That
Pirates
is
2.
true. They could do the thing where they pair Dead Man's Chest and World's End together. That may happen.
That might actually be. That might. You know, I'm gonna say this. The biggest problem with all those pirates, those 2 and 3, is always that they're so god dang long.
Yeah.
I think by having I think actually making a bridge version of that game, of that
Basically,
movie,
truncating them both together would probably make it the ideal movie.
or just in game form,
And ideal game experience, too, yeah. Because Joel and I think you and I both watched Dead Man's Chest together not too long ago. And
No,
both
we've never watched it together.
No, I thought we watched Dead Man's Chest recently. We didn't do a commentary, but we watched it.
No, we didn't. We've only watched the first Pirates. You watched the
second one. Yeah, you're right.
And you couldn't
and my biggest thing with 2 is that, man, there's some cool things here, but it's just boring as hell.
I love the third one. I don't care what people
I love the third one, too. There's a lot of things about the third one that I love.
Right. What am I thinking of going to? So I think they're probably just going to combine 2 and 3 together, but mostly focus on 3.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, because that does not look like a Heartless Kraken.
Just looks like a Kraken.
Yeah. Also, I love that we're getting ship gameplay. That's cool. We're Assassin's Creed forwarding this stuff. That's really cool.
Score. It's funny how both a very short movie like Tron and a very long movie like Pirates could work.
Yeah.
Except the first Pirates movie, but I think that's because that movie's so perfectly edited. Like, if you mess with it, you're not going to have a good experience.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the interesting thing is, I actually surprisingly really love the ship combat here.
It's really cool.
It looks surprisingly on point.
I love just seeing Sora just steer the dang thing.
Also, we get to see the I assume it's the Black Pearl plunge into the sea.
I hope it's the Black Pearl. And you get to see Sora summoning the Kraken, or as a summon, I guess?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Oh, or he's probably using them as the Keyblade.
So, after that, you see...
Oh, let's talk about the next big thing. Wait.
Wait, we get Greece.
Also, we see Thebes.
Yeah, we see Thebes. That's awesome.
Actually, yeah, it's Thebes. And the other interesting thing is the thing we see in Frozen...
Oh, wait, you skipped Sora taking a selfie.
No, that's before.
Oh.
That's after. But we see Sora going through Thebes, and the thing from the Frozen trailer where we see Sora, Donald, and Goofy surfing on Goofy's shield they're doing in Thebes.
That's awesome.
That reminds me of I think it's the fifth episode in Avatar: The Last Airbender. When they go to Omashu and they're having to go through that mailing system.
I remember the mailing system. That's awesome.
This reminds me so much of that. That's amazing.
I'm loving the variety of gameplay so far. Like it's not just smash the Heartless, go through the next area, smash the Heartless. Which is bad for me because I like that sort of simple gameplay, but it sounds like fun for everyone else.
But now also selfies.
I never realized how Sora has such a photogenic face.
Yeah. I would imagine these Heartless are for some of Ratatouille's minigames.
No, this looks like it's in Frozen Tangled World because of the.
Well, yeah, I get that, but I mean items you can get and bring back to Ratatouille that you get from these Heartless.
Yeah, they do look like food.
Yeah, because this one kind of looks like a cake.
Yeah. So next we see Sora fighting a wolf. Heartless.
Yes, I think that's a wolf.
And then we see him fighting the snow monster from Frozen.
Also, him basically destroying that big ass, sphere. That's a really cool image.
Yep. Looks like the wolf and the snowman's from Frozen, but the wolf looks like it's gonna be from Frozen too.
Well, it looks like a kind of different. It looks like a Heartless version of something from Frozen.
Right. Maybe the snowman got turned into that. I hope Elsa didn't turn evil.
I hope not either.
Now we
And
see.
now onto the story-centric stuff. Also, here's how you can see shots of Twilight Town.
Let's see. Anthem Seeking of Dark. I have the trailer with me too. I have it on mute. Anthem Seeking of Darkness says if he wavers from the path we lay, we destroy him. Bragg says, but then we'll have to find another vessel. You got Sora in Twilight Town just talking to friends.
We see him talking to Hayner Pence and what. I love how much more detail there is in Twilight Town. Also, the next big thing, we see Demix and Vexen. Yep, I assume it's Vexen.
Vexen says it's true. This whole plan was his idea. I'm curious if they're talking about Xehanort here. I don't know. Something about that just seemed a little.
Yeah, something. It's how much attention is drawn to it.
Maybe this was secretly Vanitas' plan the whole time.
No, I doubt that. We'll talk about Vanitas in a minute, but maybe the Master of Masters. But even then, that seems a bit too. That seems too far fetched.
Well, Vexen's eyes are yellow, so he's Norded, I think. But although his hair is pretty light, still pretty blonde.
Well, remember, not all people who are Norded get the silver hair. Sayax, Bragg, Luxord, Marluxia, Larxene are examples of that.
No, wait. No, Bragg has some gray.
No, I'm talking about... Well, yeah. But Marluxia, Larxene, and Luxord, all of them have yellow eyes but no white hair.
Right. So they all got Norded. I was gonna say, what if the Master Masters has members of the organization working for him instead? What if there's a double game? But they're oh no, don't.
That would be interesting. And then there's still the other.
See, Cole, I'm worried about too many factions. Because you already got Maleficent and Pete. Well, they're kind of a duo of just who knows what they don't have much leverage. You got Master Xehanort. I want Vanitas to do his own thing. Then you got the Master of Masters, too many factions, all with their own little plans.
Well, I would imagine the Master of Masters isn't really going to be a designated faction, so much more as a kind of an underlying thing that's going to pop up and maybe be a big thing toward the end. But as of right now, I doubt it.
Because we know Union Cross will play a role.
Well, the other thing we know, too, is that the Master of Masters has set the whole reason that he does what he does is so he can see, he has foresight into the future.
Right. Did we talk about the little controversy around Union Cross on one of our live streams?
Yeah, we talked about that on the stream.
Okay, good. Never mind. We won't get into it. Next...
I will say, though, people, for an update on that, it was bad enough that even Square had to release their own statement on that.
So, now for the thing about Big Hero 6 again, because Sword has his visor on, so this is Big Hero 6 world.
Mm-hmm. And Replicu's there. I would assume it's Replicu.
I think it's Data-Riku.
Yeah, Data-Riku, you're right.
Data-Riku. Oh boy. Okay, I got mixed feelings on this. Not because I don't mind that a Riku got Norded. I'm fine with that, as long as it's not the regional Riku. Because if they did that, if they destroyed so much character development, I would be PO'd.
It would depend on how they did it. If they were really going to try to turn Riku again, I would really prefer them not to.
Unless it's on full on possession.
Yeah, it would have to be full. It would have to be Terra Nort level possession, but actually, Riku actually legitimately gets screwed over.
I had an idea near the end when Vanitas was full on dark side mode and he had complete control over the darkness and stuff. When he would twist, because he would kind of use his dark power to amplify Ansem because he's still in Riku and have him take control. It wouldn't be Riku turning evil, just more oh, I took this darkness and knew what you felt inside, but because I'm pretty much evil dark god now, I can amplify it and have it overcome you because I'm just that powerful. That kind of stuff I don't mind, but anyway, my point was, I don't care that the fact it's Data-Riku. Hang on. My only thing is that if the Riku we saw in one of the other trailers was Repliku, the one in the dark suit, and this is Data-Riku, I don't know how I feel about having multiple Riku clones running around.
Yeah, I'm not Repliku is one thing, because Repliku actually really did serve a purpose for a lot of different reasons. Maybe not Sora's story, but definitely Riku's.
Mm-hmm.
So having him come back in a lot of ways is thematically relevant to Riku's character. I'm not so sure about Data-Riku.
If this is Data-Riku,
Yeah,
Not unless they're going with unless they want to make Repliku and Data-Riku the same thing.
I doubt it. I would really love to see how Namor tries to pull that off.
I thought I saw big. I was looking at one of the images and I could have sworn I saw Baymax in the background of one of these. Uh, where are they here in this
Well,
picture?
they're definitely in they're definitely in the Big Hero 6 world, but I assume they're probably on top of the building.
I saw an image a while back and I was trying to remember what it. Uh, maybe I saw Baymax in the background, like they were frozen or something. Maybe I was wrong. Um, let's see. Riku's doing the shtick of we've always been trying to one up each other. Yada yada.
Also, I will say, to go with your mixed feelings, I'm not a big fan of going with Data-Riku being this way. Because the entire thing about Data-Riku is he's actually not an asshole.
Unless, unless it's like Aqua, where just bad things happened against his will.
That, I guess, my question is, why would you bring Data-Riku into the mix? My question is, why does Xehanort see his relevance as a thing? That's what I'm interested in.
Unless they're doing unless Maleficent's involved in this, but I doubt that.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that corruption stuff Pete did to him was like, oop, opening. I'm go. Let me just I'll just take that.
Well, yeah, but even then, I don't know why Xehanort would waste his time on Data-Riku, and even then, I don't know what they'd have to.
You're the Riku. You would. I'm a bad guy. Wouldn't you want a Riku on your side?
No, I mean, but well,
I would. They're tough.
Well, yes.
Incompetent.
Except this is Kingdom Hearts 3 now, where pretty much Sora. I think even Donald could probably wipe Data-Riku clean nowadays.
I think Sora could wipe regular Riku clean.
I mean, the sad part is I don't see him being that big of a threat.
I do say, I do like the thematic things of putting all the recoded stuff in the Big Hero 6 world.
Yeah.
And I do like the idea that maybe Hero has to fix them, because Hero is a techie. It's sort of his thing. It's all about robotics and tech, so I like that. But I'm not sure if either what we saw was Repliku. I don't know if Repliku and Data-Riku are going to be the same person, all of like Ven and Roxas.
See, with Repliku, I feel like it would make more sense because there's a whole thing about Riku about leaving the way to dawn for him.
What if the two Riku clones are gonna and I don't know how gimmicky it's gonna be for the two Riku clones to fight each other.
Yeah, but even then, I'm like, what purpose does that serve?
I mean, there's the Namora. Although I will say, seeing this, like, there's Namora. There you are.
Yeah, but even so, but Joel, remember, this is Kingdom Hearts 3. Namora's doing much more than just seeing two Rikus duke each other out.
You might have three Rikus duke each other out, for all we know.
Yeah, except main Riku could probably wipe the floor with both.
Also, that adds 11 to our count of 13.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, because I think you and I just going in circles with that.
I will just say, okay, now here comes my boy.
Yeah, here comes the big thing, the big reveal. So I guess this basically confirms that Castle Oblivion is going back to being Land of Departure.
Yep, and we see Vanitas, and he just says, "What am I going to do with you, brother?" I like that line. I'm both excited and nervous to see if it's just metaphorical.
Yeah, because if they really are going their brothers route, I don't know how I feel about that.
See, I'm mixed, because on the one hand, I'm like, yay, just like my fan fiction.
Yeah, but then we have the one thing, Joel, of it being like, well, then that means there's a version of Sora that existed before Sora, unless they're doing your thing, which it doesn't look like. So how am I supposed to wrap my head around that?
Yeah.
I will say this. I love that Vanitas is the one is sitting over Ven. Like, I really love that.
I love that look. I don't know why I've got a yandere looking thing. Which we all know Vanitas is totally for Ven, so
But I love how Namor is playing Vanitas here.
And let's talk about the previous trailer too, since we're on it about, because you brought some.
Yeah, let's bring that up too, because one of my favorite quotes from the shortened trailer is Vanitas has a line. He says, "Only when your hope is broken after battle upon battle can Kingdom Hearts be claimed."
Do you think Venus will definitely play a bigger role than we're anticipating?
I think if nothing else, he's definitely going to play an important role like he did in Birth by Sleep. It's shaping up here like he's probably going to play that at least that much of a role because we're seeing quite a bit of him.
And I gotta say, I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I like and we've talked about this off screen. I like the idea of he tries to break Sora. He's like, I think I want that to be Venus' whole thing of just like, I'm just like he doesn't care about King Martin, doesn't care about the organization. Like he just wants to mind destroy Sora.
He's kind of like Loki in like the comics where he kind of just likes like classic Loki where he just likes pulling off tricks, pulling off schemes.
Maybe more like Joker, the Batman.
More like a cartoon Joker, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like
but I like
the Master to the Doctor.
Huh?
It's a Doctor Who thing.
But the other interesting thing too is, from what we're seeing, he seems to be also very. He seems to be doing the same thing he did in Birth by Sleep to Aqua, and then here again, he really seems to be trying to screw with Ven and Aqua.
There's a scene actually where I think he's actually fighting Aqua.
There's this there's a scene in this trailer where we see him getting ready to kill Aqua. I assume.
Oh wait, that's later, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aqua.
Speaking of Aqua.
Next is her.
So this is to all the Naruto fans out there. Aqua has gone full on Nagato Uzumaki. She wants everyone else to feel her pain. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw this, and that's exactly what she's doing. I'm interested in what she said. She's like, all I am now is misery and despair, and I want everyone else to feel my pain.
Somebody said that she was being possessed by Venus because of her arm.
What?
Somebody said that she was being. Somebody had a theory that she was being possessed by Venus because of her hand. Because her hand looks kind of like Venus, has a bit of red in it.
See, my issue with that.
I think it's just people making fun.
The other thing is too. I've seen a lot of people trying to make a lot of different guesses onto what's happened with Aqua. I assume it's one of two things: either she got Norded or she just fell to the darkness.
Her armor looks different. Like it almost looks like it's attached. Like look at her arms.
Well, her armor looks broken. Her clothing's ripped.
I mean, but look at her. Actually, look at her arms for a second.
Yeah.
They got a
red tint to them.
Yep. And should we talk about the next scene, Cole?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me do it. I want to do my intro.
What?
I want to do something before we talk about the next scene.
Yeah, there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
It's the Keyblade that Aqua is holding in this, and I talked to Joel about this last night. If you look at the box art, which you'll be able to because it's going to be the box art of this video, if you look at what the Keyblade Mickey is holding in that picture, it is not the Kingdom Key of Darkness. It's not Kingdom Key D. It's the very same Keyblade Aqua's holding here. So I would imagine the one she's holding is Mickey's new Keyblade.
That's Mickey dies and Aqua.
Oh, I highly doubt that, but.
So next scene, Cole.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, folks, here we are. Do da do. The Emperor's theme, because it seems very appropriate for who shows.
So you know what I would be playing right now if we wouldn't get immediately copyrighted because of this. I would love to be playing the Fate of the Unknown.
I played whatever Thanos theme when we started Infinity
War. Play Fate of the Unknown because that's the very first theme we hear when we actually see Master Xehanort in the 2 secret ending.
So yeah, Master Xehanort shows up.
He's back in the flesh. A lot of people are saying maybe they just reused old lines of the now deceased voice actor. I doubt that because listening to this voice actor, he doesn't have the old voice actor's raspiness in the way he speaks. He sounds way too clean. So I think this is definitely a new voice actor.
Yeah, but I'm curious how well they'll get a replacement. Like maybe they'll use the same guy who did Aku after Mako died.
I would imagine. I think the thing we're gonna have to accept is it's probably not going to be better than Leonard Nimoy, unfortunately.
No, but they got a good. The guy who did Aku in the final season, Samurai Jack, and Mako in later seasons did a good, decent job.
Yeah, I'm not saying whoever they get in 3 won't be good. I imagine he'll be great. It's just Leonard Nimoy. I think will always hold a special place in our hearts.
Oh, definitely. But I like what he says. Very poignant.
Yeah.
Let's see. He says, weird thing called Captain. Today we join other Keyblade wielders and leave our mark. I have
Yeah.
waited patiently, but together we shall unlock the Keyblade War's secrets. And then
Yeah.
a bunch, we see if he says anything else here. And then after that, goes through a bunch of images.
Also, the big thing here I want to talk about is we see the Guardian. We see Aqua trying to fight the Guardian.
Maybe the Guardian is what's turned Aqua evil. Cause
Well, I would imagine. Well, remember the Guardian is a thing of either Terranort or Ansem Seeker of Darkness. So I'd imagine. My theory is, I imagine Aqua gives up the Master Keeper just so Sora can get Ven out, and basically just sacrifices herself and just lets herself go to darkness because she realizes there is hope in her falling.
Hopefully, yeah. There's that. We see Kyrie and Axel.
Also, someone pointed out. Apparently, a lot of people are probably thinking that Kyrie is saying "got it memorized" here.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Because look how she's pointing to her head. I love that.
That's cute.
Oh yeah, we're getting to the. This is definitely a big scene. So Demix comes into Hollow Bastion carrying someone.
Maybe it's Ansem?
No, because we'll talk about that in a sec. But I don't know who that is. But if we go to the next picture, someone's patting Ienzo on the shoulder. And if you look at who's patting him, they have a yellow goatee.
Yep. That's I think Ansem the Wise is back. Another resurrection, which I kind of wish he would stay dead, but oh well. Kingdom Hearts.
I find it interesting that he's back in this form. Like, is he working with the organization, I guess?
What if he's a 13?
That would be interesting. I don't know why they'd have him as a 13, but
Gotta have that scientist,
But to be fair, they may be keeping him around because he may have more knowledge than he's letting on. Remember, Joel, a lot of the stuff revolving around the plot of Kingdom Hearts kind of starts with him.
It's both weird that Ansem and Xehanort are kind of linchpins of everything, yet... Well, remember, once upon a time, we always thought Ansem was the main linchpin for everything. And then this Xehanort kid came around, and then in Birth by Sleep, we're like, oh wait, Xehanort's not a kid, he's this old man who's been
remember, Ansem is still the linchpin in getting that research started.
I mean, he is kind of the father of the Heartless.
Well, yeah, and that too, but also keep in mind, I would imagine when Ansem and Mickey they discuss Kingdom Hearts to some degree.
Well, he knows stuff.
So I imagine they're keeping him around because he knows some stuff that I have said this before, and I think he knows more than he's letting on.
I still wish Xehanort and Ansem, Master Xehanort, and Ansem had more of a connection beyond just...
I do too. I hope at the very least we see the two of them talk to each other, especially Terranort.
I know. I want Master Xehanort to talk to Ansem because these two old men.
I also want to. I want to see how that. I really want to see how that plays out.
Because they're kind of similar in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah. The funny thing is, like, Ansem is more the moral version of Xehanort.
Well, unless he turned evil in this story.
Well, yeah, but remember, I said the more moral. I mean, you and I can both talk about Ansem as much as we want, but you and I can both agree he's not the most moral character in this franchise.
He redeems himself. He at least repents.
He repents. He realizes, oh yeah, I did some screwed up stuff.
It's weird. Well, they're both men of curiosity, and they let the.
Well, yeah, I feel like the thing. That's why I said Ansem's more of the more moral person in that regard, because he at least had the know-how to say, no, we have to stop this research. If this starts going any further, it's going to lead to a lot of bad shit. But of course, Master Xehanort's like, nah, we're going to take it a step farther. We're going to get the ball rolling.
I do think, though, that their goals are a little different. I think Ansem is more of a scientific
sort of... Well, there's no doubt about that.
Master
Xehanort is more he's just pure curiosity.
Well, not just that.
I think Ansem is just more, genuinely want to help people.
Well, not just that, it's their goals. Like, Ansem was more about the study of the heart.
Well, yeah.
Xehanort's like, I'm looking for this ancient power of magic.
Well, yeah, their goals are.
And that would actually be something I would have loved to see in Kingdom Hearts, and I don't think they've ever fully tapped into this. It's science versus magic.
Yeah.
Master Xehanort represents the magic. He represents the sort of, it's sort of like the Force. He represents the Force. This ancient order looking for the wellspring of the dark side, what have you. I'm kidding, Star Wars fans.
So
Don't
but the
lynch me.
fact that Ansem's here, I imagine we're gonna get he's probably going to be probably some insight more into Kingdom Hearts. I hope he is, because that's the one thing 3 really needs to delve into, and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but.
Right.
So anyway, next thing we see
What are a few
Lee.
other? Let's see. I think we did. Did we skip anything? No, I don't think we did.
But anyway, next we see Lee and I assume Lee and Isa on the top of the Twilight Tower.
His hair looks more blue, but maybe that's just the lighting.
Well, yeah. Isa's hair is blue.
I know. I thought it looked whiter when he got Norded.
No, remember Joel, I think part of the thing is like Braig is really the only one whose hair really got whiter.
I don't know. I thought Isa looked a little.
No, if you go to Dream Drop Distance, it's definitely it's straight up blue.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure.
So I assume we'll see. Because that's the other thing that's still unresolved, is seeing these two tie up loose ends. So that'll be interesting.
I'm curious. I'm still curious to this day if Vanitas is technically a Nort.
Yeah, I question that too.
That's something I just because he.
Actually, Joel, we'll save that for a minute because I want to talk about that in a minute. But
Okay.
But the next picture we get, and actually now looking at it, yeah, this is definitely Terra Nort.
Yeah, that's Terra Nort, big time.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can see that. You can even see the red band across his chest.
And he looks like he's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, so he's back. We knew he would be, but
I think I said my theory is they don't want him out in the public too much because it's like he can. I feel like people are going to try to. There's a high chance of him coming back, or like.
Well, that too. And if they get a hold of him, that kind of really that really screws up their plans.
Right.
If they get him, it's basically over.
Pretty much. I hope Terra gets redeemed by the end. Okay.
I hope so too. Joel and I have given Terra a lot of shit over the time, but
It's conceptually very tragic.
Conceptually, yes.
Right. So
now onto the other picture. We see Vanitas over Aqua in what I think is the land of departure.
I'm curious. Well, So my guess is somewhere in the game, Castle Oblivion becomes the land of departure again. Hence why Ven is sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Vanitas has to show up. And my guess is this is how.
You know what would be interesting, Joel?
If Vanitas turned Aqua to the dark side?
No, bear with me. Is that the Vanitas we see in Monsters, Inc. is more of a timed version of Vanitas?
A timed version? What do you mean?
Someone from the version of him from the Birth by Sleep timeline. But what happens is, while screwing with Sora, he meddles with Ven's heart and allows himself to become corporeal in the real present again.
So they're going to bring back the time travel?
Bring back the time travel to bring him back, but then Vanitas uses that as a means of bringing himself fully back within the timeline without being bound by time travel. Because think about it, Joel. Technically, Vanitas can physically come back in the present timeline because Ventus is in Sora.
And Vanitas
by
is in Sora.
extension, Vanitas.
In fact, in Dream Drop Distance, don't they say something like akin to that? Like, your heart's a prison?
Yeah, he says your heart is a prison even if you aren't the prisoner, yeah.
And Vanitas, I think, is the prisoner. At least I hope he is.
Well, Ventus and Vanitas. But I imagine we may see Vanitas try to really get himself back into the limelight. I think the Vanitas we see may actually be the real Vanitas.
Interesting. Well, and again, that goes to my whole thing is Vanitas a Nort? I'm going to call them Norts.
Well, if my theory is true, then probably not.
But he's a 13. I would.
Well, 13, yeah, but remember, the reason Xehanort is putting his heart in all of them is to make them beings of pure darkness. It is stated in Birth by Sleep that Vanitas is a being of pure darkness.
That's probably why he's the most loose of the loose cannon, because he's not a Nort.
Yeah.
He's kind of his own thing.
So he's kind of just flying by his own rules. Now Joel and I could be completely off, but just by how the trailers are shown, I start to connect. I'm like, what are you playing at here, Nomura?
Right, because I mean, you played Final Fantasy 13, so you know that without Nomura, the game would
Well,
be.
well, 15, yeah.
You know that at least Nomura has a vision of
Oh yeah, he has a vision.
craziness.
Joel and I can sit here for days and say our criticism. He has vision.
Oh yeah, like
Yep.
I just desperately want Vegeta to be have a big role in this game. He's such a cool character. He's
I don't think he's going to get the kind of relevance you want, but I do think he is going to have a big role.
I'm just waiting for when he takes off that helmet in front of
Yeah,
Sora's
me
face.
too. Me
Like
too.
that's gonna be. I'm worried that when he takes it off, it's gonna be Ven underneath the helmet.
See, but that can work to some degree. I think.
But you want it to be
I
Sora.
want it to be yes, but I think we will see Sora as Vanitas. Don't worry about that.
What if he actually does become Venus at the end? Like he's like there's a possession moment.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
So I guess let's speculate one more thing before we end this.
Well,
Um,
there's a couple more things we need to look at. Anyway, the next thing is also the thing that was in 2.8. We see Sora grabbing Aqua's hand, which was in the 2.8 opening.
my guess is maybe you think this is after she comes back to normal.
I would imagine this is him bringing her out of the darkness and into the light, as I think it's being shown.
We see
The
Sora.
really big thing, Sora diving into Den's heart.
That's gonna be interesting
That's going to be really interesting.
because you could do some really creepy stuff there,
Yeah,
considering
you
who
could.
Sora looks like. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just always curious to see what they do.
Also, Joel, the only reason I'm not necessarily sure we're going to see Vanitas as Vanitas is because of who we see at the end of the trailer, but we'll get there. Anyway, the next picture we have is Sora and Kairi sitting on Destiny Islands in front of the sunset.
To be fair, Cole, we do see Ven asleep and Vanitas awake. So
well, bear with me, Joel. But the next scene we get is Sora and Kairi sitting in front of the sunset on the tree. That's a really, really good image.
I wonder when this takes place. Beginning.
I'm interested too. I imagine it's probably toward the later half.
Wait, his clothes look like his two clothes. I can't tell. Right? I think I see some red.
No, it's his three clothes.
I'm
You can
curious
tell
if
by the
there's going to be
gloves.
like an interlude where like Sora has to go back to the island for a time and maybe just the rest.
I would imagine that's probably the case. I imagine this takes place like in the last third of this game, probably.
Maybe. Next is
Axel
Axel
Lee.
Axel Lee, whatever. And it looks like he's in. I can't tell where he is. He in the same place we've been seeing him?
Yeah, he's in the same place.
Okay, I thought it would look like Traverse Town.
So he's crying.
I guess he's having memories of the past.
Memories of something. That's what I imagine it is. I'm interested to see how Lee's going to play into this because he's featured in the box art with Xion and then Roxas.
Talk about the box. Let's analyze the box art.
Whoa! Wait a minute. We got one more thing to talk about here.
Well, let's do that after the two things.
No. Let's. I think the box art will sum it up.
Okay.
But anyway, the big thing, and we knew this was going to happen. Roxas making his, of course, reappearance.
Roxas, the original fan character. Yay! Roxas, maybe Ventus.
I would imagine this is either just Roxas, of a specific version of Roxas, or it's Roxas Norded. I would imagine he's probably Norded.
You think he's Norded?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they got Data-Riku, so they can get data people.
Well, yeah. Well, this very well be nobody Roxas. Bear in mind, he's got the Oblivion, and I imagine the Oathkeeper as well.
Okay. So do you think they're going to go with the whole Roxas and Ventus are going to be two separate things now?
I don't know. They may. If Nomura can play it right, I'll be fine with it.
Clearly, they're going to have Repliku and Riku beat Data-Riku.
Yeah. So at this point, I'll fly with it as long as it makes some sense.
I suppose so. So when has Kingdom Hearts ever streamlined anything, right?
Yeah, good point.
Where is he? This does not look like the mansion.
I imagine he's somewhere in Twilight Town.
It looks like a castle.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like somewhere in the graveyard, an ancient palace. Maybe it's that castle in Union Cross.
Which one?
Isn't there like a Union Cross castle in that place? Sunlight.
Talking about Daybreak Town?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever confirmed to be a castle.
Well, it's a big looking building that looks ancient and medieval. So
Yeah. But then again, we've never seen any buildings in the Keyblade Graveyard, so no. I would imagine this is just somewhere in Twilight Town. But it could be a Keyblade Graveyard.
looks like a castle. And then release date
Yep.
1st to 25th, 2019 for Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, wait, it's the 25th now? Oh, wait, no, that's not Japanese release date. Never mind.
Yeah, we got the 29th, but still, yay. So yeah, that is the trailer. That is the
Yes, that's the trailer in a nutshell. Now, also, there will be no more trailers from TGS, unfortunately, I know. But we are going to get more information that Joel and I will probably no doubt talk about going forward in the actual streams.
That's good to hear. Want to talk about the box art a little bit?
Yeah, let me pull up the box art, actually.
The box art will most likely be our cover for this video.
Yeah, it's a good place to end off on, too.
I was going to say something earlier, but I forgot what I was going to say. Let me get the Kingdom Hearts 3 box art.
I think it was something about Vanitas and Ven.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, the reason I don't think we'll see Ven as Vanitas is because we have Roxas around. I don't understand the significance of Sora seeing that. I really feel like it would screw with Sora more seeing him as Vanitas.
Oh, I agree, completely agree with that. Like seeing himself, like that is probably that would scare Sora the most.
That would scare the hell out of him, probably.
Scare the heck out of Riku too. I'm curious if Riku knows what Vanitas looks like.
I'm interested if we see Vanitas and Riku interact at all. That'd be really interesting.
Of course, who is if Kairi ever meets Vanitas, oh boy, look out, folks, run away, head for the hills. You know what that means. Ooh,
yep. So here we have. So the box art.
It looks so much like Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, it's so much like Kingdom Hearts 1. I love how Nomura has kind of gone a more classic but modern approach.
I think it's supposed to harken back to the first game.
Well, yeah, that's the entire point. It's supposed to harken back to those times. And, of course, now it's to show forward. We got Aqua, Terra, and Ven at the bottom. Speaking of which, Naminé is shown here.
Yeah, she's in this game, I suppose.
Yeah, even though we've seen nothing of her, which I find interesting. What if she's been... I doubt they ignored her. I don't know why on earth they ignored her, but...
They ignored Data-Riku, so as far as I'm concerned now, it's all hands on deck.
Yeah,
Goofy.
But I think Naminé has a new appearance here, if I'm correct.
It doesn't look that different. It just looks a little pinkish because of the light.
Well, that's what I mean. The bottom of her skirt looks different pattern wise. The bottom of her skirt before just looked just straight, more flat.
Maybe because she's sitting down.
Maybe. And of course we see Axel, Lee, Roxas, and then Xion. We know Xion's going to be in this game to some degree. To what? Who knows?
Still put my bet she's Nort.
I would imagine so too. We see. I love that Donald's hanging on a ladder. That's great.
Yep. Look at Goofy. He looks so cool.
Yep. Mickey on the top. He's a watchful guardian.
A silent adventure. Mickey Mouse. MICKEY MOUSD. Bombastic. And of course, our main trio: Sora, Kairi, Riku, all grown up.
Yep, I love how I like that that Riku's the one in the back. Kairi's in the middle. I like that. I also find it interesting that she has her Keyblade. I like the way she has it, the way she's holding it. It reminds me of one of the art covers of Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora, where that's kind of the way he was holding his Keyblade.
Yeah, and I like, let's do a little over analysis. We're reading too much into this stuff, but look at Sora, such confidence.
Yeah.
Come along.
Well, come on. It's this is a series 15 years in the making. He should be confident.
Oh, look, you see Kairi's lucky charm held by that heartless thing. I think.
Oh yeah.
And there's a cat. Somebody said there's a cat.
There's a cat.
Oh
yeah, you're right. There is a cat there. Huh.
Somebody said that's supposed to connect to something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what that would connect to.
And
also, to my point, yes, you can see Mickey's Keyblade is definitely not the Dark Kingdom key. It's the one in the trailer.
Yep, I love this city, by the way. What if this is... I'm curious. Maybe you think this is Kingdom Hearts? What Kingdom Hearts is going to look like?
Maybe. Well, maybe, I guess. It could. That'd be interesting. Kingdom Hearts is a city. That'd be amazing.
I mean, the world
Actually, thinking about that would kind of make sense.
The world that never was a city.
Yeah, the world never was, but Kingdom Hearts is the heart of all worlds, the host of all hearts, a city of hearts.
I wonder if they're in this is Kingdom Hearts.
That would be interesting if it was, because that clock tower does not look like it's from San Francisco.
Nah, why would you put San Francisco on the box art?
Yeah.
As much as I love Big Hero 6, like, don't advertise it too much. Hey, let's look at the Kingdom Hearts 1 box art for a second. I want to just look around here, because just sort of do a little compare and contrast. So can you get up the Kingdom Hearts 1 box
Now the
art?
thing with Kingdom Hearts 1, I doubt that was meant to be Kingdom Hearts. I doubt no more ever planned for that. But the one at Kingdom Hearts 1 box art looks like they're in Neverland.
London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you got a castle that looks a little like Hollow Bastion, so.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of the point.
So
Kind of
yeah.
a hint at what's to come. Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, this city could be Kingdom Hearts. We could be reading into that too much, but who knows?
No, we're talking about how it looked like Kingdom Hearts 1 box art.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else to say.
Yeah, I think we've how long have we been going? That's
About an hour 15.
We've been hour 20. Yeah,
well,
hour 15. Yeah.
That's the recording at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't know how long this was going to go for. We went a while on this. We went probably an average amount of what one of our streams would have been like.
Well, we went through every picture, so we kind of did a bit play-by-play breakdown.
Yeah. So, I'm really looking forward to what this game shows us.
Was there anything in the short trailer you wanted to dwell on a little bit more? Because there were scenes in there that.
Hang on, we can pull those up real quick. Hang on. Let's look through to see if there's anything else of relevance that we need to talk about.
There's one line I really liked with Hiro saying, teams delegate, so maybe Sora learned about teamwork.
Yeah. Definitely. The only other thing I think we could talk about in the short trailer is other than when we saw randomly, the new Nobody. New Nobody looks great, by the way.
Right.
Is the gummy ship.
Oh yeah, the gummy ship stuff looks good.
Gummy ship stuff looks incredible, and kind of what you were talking about, Joel. It looks oddly very atmospheric.
Yeah, see, this is what I like. I like the atmospheric way.
I like how atmospheric it looks. It doesn't look so cartoony. It looks wonderfully sci-fi meets fairy tale in an odd way.
And that's the best kind of way to do Kingdom Hearts.
And also, there's some you can see the Final Fantasy references in the gummy ships. Obviously, the Moogle, Ultros. Also, Joe, I don't know if you realize this. One of the gummy ships that you see, the blue one with the gun, kind of looks like Vaughn's airship from Final Fantasy 12 at the end.
I wonder if that was intentional.
That might be.
Huh. I love Vaughn, so yeah, I love that. But yeah, that's.
Oh, the other thing, you get to see the Sora gets to use the Big Hero 6 Keyblade and that trailer as a glider, and I love that.
Yep. And you get to see Flynn, Eugene.
Yep, get to see him talk.
But yeah, that's. Just a few more months.
4 more months.
And then it's the end and also the beginning.
The end of the beginning. The beginning, the end, the beginning, the end of the beginning. The end of the beginning, how about that?
A new beginning will start, hopefully.
New beginning, yes.
Because they're going to make more of these, hopefully.
Well, Nomura's already said that this is just the end of the Dark Sea. This is the end of the Xehanort-centric stuff.
I am so curious to see what sort of reception this game gets. I'm sure.
I am with the weird thing is, Joel, you and I have been talking about what kind of reception this game's been getting. I've been getting a lot more people coming up to me when I have my KH3 Kingdom Hearts shirt on. More people will come up and talk to me about the game now. They're always asking me, "You seen the new trailer for 3? You seen the new trailer for 3?"
People in real life?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you said shirt, so yeah, they have to see your body. I've seen a few Kingdom Hearts shirts around my school every now and then, but that was before this game started getting.
Yeah, but especially after the trailer started, there's a lot more buzz. This game is getting a lot of buzz. I mean, you can look on YouTube and see plenty of reaction videos. Many glorious reaction videos, by the way.
Well, let's see. Well, okay, let's see. Right now, the latest trailer has gotten 500,000 views. This is just from the main site, and the one from a couple weeks ago got 1,000,000. That's rough. Oh wait, sorry. This is no. That's the short trailer got 1,000,000. The long trailer got only 500,000.
Yeah.
But lots of likes, so 30,000 likes and stuff like that. Don't read into that much. Don't read into those metrics too much.
Yeah, but it's getting a lot more broadcast than I initially thought it was going to.
Do you think this is going to revive the franchise and finally give us some more content for just beyond just the games, like toys? I hope.
Well, it's already doing that. I'm seeing a lot of toys everywhere, just plenty of stores too. So they're really franchising this.
I want this to help revive. Like, I don't know about you, Cole, but I feel like before 3 really started hitting the road, I feel like Kingdom Hearts was a slumber. Was in sleep. It was in its own little burst.
Right around the time of Dream Drop Distance, I think a lot of people were kind of like, all right, we're kind of getting
fatigue.
We're getting fatigue here. You're kind of hitting the same beats again and again and again. I think a lot of us expected another sequel that wasn't 3. I don't even know if I've told you this, Joel, and this is a good way to kind of wrap it all together. But
Dream Drop Distance with a dark time.
Yeah. When E3 2013, 2014, I think it was 2013, dropped, and the trailer for 3 finally dropped.
Was that the one with the new engine or the old engine?
The old engine.
That's right.
But when it was finally revealed to the world, I remember thinking when I was seeing this trailer, because at this time 1.5 was already announced, with all the remasters.
Right.
So when I first saw them leading up, they were just showing all the games. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do 2.5 now. They're just showing 2.5. So we're getting 2 Birth by Sleep and Coded. Okay.
No, Coded was in 1.5 though.
Coded was in 2.5.
Oh right.
But when I was I was seeing this and I saw the new graphics, and I'm like, okay, is this how 1.5 is gonna look? That's interesting. And then I saw Destiny Islands, and I saw Master Erika's Keyblade, and my first thought was, what's this? Then you see Sora walk out, grab the key, and look out into the distance, and the KH3 logo appears, and the noise I made when I saw that is on... I can't recreate that for you, because it was unlike anything I have ever sounded like.
Oh, Lord.
I literally shouted at the top of my lungs when 3 was announced.
5 years later.
Yeah.
Took a while.
Yeah, but when that happened, if you go back and watch all the reveal trailers, a lot of people weren't, when that trailer was happening, they didn't expect it to be 3.
You never thought it was going to happen.
No one ever thought it was going to happen for that while. We just thought it was a myth at that point. We thought it was going to become like the Half-Life 3, and Nomura was just going to drag us along on all these numerous sequels.
You're like, Kingdom Hearts 3, it's a myth. We think it exists, but nobody knows for sure.
Well, and the interesting thing too, it was also paired with the trailer when Nomura announced that Versus 13 was officially Final Fantasy 15.
That's right. Well, here's the thing. I feel like after Dream Drop Distance, I feel like the franchise just started to, dwindle. The story wasn't helping itself, although nobody really cares about the story at this point. People were just kind of burnt out. Nobody was like...
Well, it wasn't just that, too. It's to go with that, burnt out, and also we weren't really going anywhere. We weren't making any new headway with anything.
Right.
I mean, Dream Drop Distance has some relevant stuff, but nothing that really propels the plot forward that much.
It's a small little tickle of a sequel.
Yeah.
I think I started really noticing the hype, though, when they first showed us the Toy Story world.
Yeah, Toy Story really started revitalizing things.
And then when the Frozen world, and then... Because it was always
Tangled and all those, yeah.
Because it was always Hercules and Twilight Town. I don't know why those early trailers were so kind of but then this new stuff finally started.
Well, bear in mind too, Joel, the early trailers, mind you, some of those were on the old engine.
That is true.
So that remember, people, some of those very, very early trailers. I will also imagine the first trailer we got at KH1 when we saw that quote unquote gameplay segment. It was probably just a cutscene made to look like gameplay. Nomura's been known to do that, so
Yeah,
I
but
think that trailer was probably just to say it's in development and it is happening.
yeah, and I think 3 will definitely bring in a lot of new people to the fan base and just the
Yeah,
franchise. Really help get going again.
yeah. But to kind of wrap this up, if you want to see what it was like for people to finally see 3 be a thing, go back and watch some of those announcement reactions because some of those are amazing to watch.
And
You get to see so many different types of people you wouldn't even think would be into Kingdom Hearts. Just get to all as a group freak out at the fact this game exists.
I can't wait for a whole new generation of kids to be as confused as I was about what the heck these anime people are doing around Rapunzel and Davy Jones and who the heck is this weirdo looking dude? Why is Maleficent with Pete? That was
That's a big question. Why the hell is Maleficent with Pete?
exactly. Who's this bald dude? Um, but yeah. And the gameplay, like this is gonna be a gameplay experience.
Well, I think I'm gonna love 3 regardless, just because the gameplay looks phenomenal.
They look like there's so much to do,
Yeah.
and I think 2, I felt there wasn't a lot to do.
Well, the gameplay I think in 2 was fun, but yes, other than that, it was rather linear.
Kind
I
of a
think the
little
reason
shallow.
I think the reason 1 sticks out more is even though the gameplay is more
Simple and clean.
simple, there is more stuff in that RPG side of things.
I think the gameplay works for the game it's trying to be. I think 2 thinks it's big, but it's not.
I think the thing is 2 was trying to be too big before it was ever ready to be as big as it was.
3 looks like it's ready to be big.
Yeah, that's the thing. 3 is, I think, being what 2 wanted to be.
Exactly, like with all these modes and styles, and I hope it doesn't come off as shallow. Like I hope it's like, it's like this is what Kingdom Hearts should always be.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the new Spider-Man game, honestly, a little bit, and maybe that's because Sora's taking selfies. Like, isn't it funny that Spider-Man in the game you can take a selfie in, and now Kingdom Hearts is another game you can take a selfie in?
Yeah.
Speaking of selfie, still no Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
I want Leon in the gang.
I'm questioning if we'll even see them. Nomura's said that Kingdom Hearts has gotten its own identity to where Final Fantasy really isn't needed as much anymore. He didn't say they won't be there, but they won't be.
My counter to that, though, is I feel Leon and the gang have become almost so separate, so entitled to Kingdom Hearts that I can't see the Kingdom Hearts universe without them.
I don't know.
They become sort of their own entities.
I'd like to see them. Especially, I would like to see them introduce some new, at least 1 or 2 ones from the old ones.
Yeah. I guess that's it because
Actually, speaking, if we're in Twilight Town, I wonder if we'll see Cypher.
Cypher, yay. I hope so. That'd be cool to see Wilfredo come back.
Wouldn't it be funny if it'd be funny if they retroactively made Setzer just make a casino in Twilight Town? That'd be hilarious.
That'd be
because the funny thing is in Final Fantasy VI, that's Setzer. He's a gambler.
Maybe Twilight Town has a casino somewhere.
Yeah, because he that's his entire play style. He's a gambler.
That's awesome. I would love that.
I think I said that to Joel. Setzer is kind of one of the weird ones where he's kind of like the polar opposite of what he is in 6.
And
it's so weird because he is actually designed by Nomura, so it's one of those more head scratching. I'm like, Nomura, what were you trying to do here?
I needed a cameo.
Really odd cameo.
Exactly. These trailers, I feel like we're just scratching the surface. I think there's way more that's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
Like, we still haven't seen who Bunny Girl is.
Yeah, I doubt that's a fabricated image, so who knows? Maybe that person's a Heartless?
Maybe. It looked too human.
Yeah, I don't know.
And of course, they did say the Union Cross stuff will be in effect, and we haven't seen any of that in the trailers.
Yeah, and now we know Marluxia is definitely going to tie in. Now we know Marluxia does tie into that because Nomura's really been playing that up. So,
I'm worried that he's playing it up and it's just gonna be bad delivery. Like,
I'm worried, though. That ties into that whole controversy that we talked about earlier.
yeah.
That just depends if Nomura's smart enough to make sure that is somehow accessible.
Well, you said a while back. I'm surprised we're dragging this forward some more, but there's always so much to talk about. You said that the writers are different, or at least haven't been announced yet.
Well, I never said that they're different. They have not fully. We don't know who is specifically writing this game. We know Nomura, obviously, and people affiliated with Disney. But in terms of Japanese stuff, we don't know who is exactly affiliated with this game. At least if they are, I have not seen them confirmed.
I'm curious how the writing of these video games actually works.
Yeah, me too. Especially because we've gotten very little behind the scenes of how development of Kingdom Hearts series goes.
And because you said Disney writers are helping, at least I'm assuming. So, like, what does
Well,
that
yeah,
mean?
because in E3 it was confirmed that the Big Hero 6 guys who wrote that movie were helping them write the Big Hero 6 world.
That's curious how that actually works. Like, they're like, okay, we're gonna come up with the story for the world, and you just sprinkle in your Kingdom Hearts ness.
I would imagine there's a lot of editing involved, kind of a back and forth.
Maybe it's like, okay, the Big Hero 6, I'll write the dialogue for the Big Hero 6 characters. Sort of like how James Gunn wrote the dialogue for the Guardians in Infinity War. But you guys can like come up with like whatever the story and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I assume.
But anyway, that's a whole discussion for another time.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. It's so surreal. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's a coming. Well, folks, hopefully our journey will continue again soon. Maybe I'll even post this after I post something of the journey. Who knows? I doubt that. I'll probably get this.
No, I would get this up.
I will.
Want to get this views, Joel?
I will. And until then, folks, may your light be your guiding key. No, your heart. All right, not your light. Well, light and heart.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Yep. May your heart be your guiding key, which they said in the trailer. So yeah, later all.